When I had my cast changed after 4 weeks, I had an x-ray and the bones were healing very nicely after my break. The nurse that was changing the cast, he said, "Do you have osteoporosis?" I said, "No." He said, "Have you had a test?" I said, "No." And then I realized how silly that sounded. Well, how do I know that I don't have osteoporosis? Well, when my body slipped and went up in the air and slammed down on that wrist, on that big rock, I think if I had osteoporosis, there would have been a lot more broken bones. In fact, they kept saying, "Is there anything else?" I said, "No, this is the only one that's speaking to me. Everything else works." Our bones should not deteriorate. They should stay strong.
You might be eating away your own strength, believe it or not. I can prove it to you. If standing up, climbing stairs, or walking feels harder than before, most people assume it's just aging. But what if the real culprit is hiding on your plate? There is research that reveals 5 everyday foods that silently drain your leg strength, robbing you of energy, mobility, and independence. But here's the good news. You can still replace them with delicious food items to help rebuild your strength fast. Stick with me to the end. I'll share a success story that proves it's never too late to regain the power in your legs. Number 1. Processed sugar, the silent strength thief. Your legs are getting weaker and you don't know why. At first it's subtle. You wake up feeling stiff. Walking up the stairs takes more effort. You chalk it up to stress, a bad mattress, or just getting older. But trust me, none of them are as responsible as something you eat daily. Something that's been secretly draining your strength. It's sugar.
This is 5 grams of sugar. This is 10 grams of sugar. What's the difference? In small amounts, every single cell in your body, including your brain and your muscle and your skeletal system, loves glucose. With just a little bit more, now we've got a neurotoxin. Over years, we're talking about type 2 diabetes, blindness, kidney disease, and even amputations. You'll often hear people vilifying white sugar, white bread, white rice as though they're the devil. Your body and your brain love glucose. The poison is in the dose. A little bit of sweet here and there, your body loves it. Your brain loves it. Every single cell in your body will jump for joy. Double that amount consistently over time, and it's a recipe for metabolic disease.
Not just culprits like cakes and candy. It's hiding in your healthy granola bars, flavored yogurts, and the so-called low-fat snacks. And every time you eat it, it sets off a chain reaction in your body. Sugar fuels inflammation, your body's way of responding to damage. The problem? When inflammation becomes chronic, it starts attacking your muscles, making them weaker, your legs feel heavier, your energy disappears, and that sluggish, drained feeling after eating sweets? It's not just a sugar crash, it's your body struggling to keep up. And this isn't just a long-term problem. Studies show that in younger adults, too much sugar leads to slower muscle recovery and increased fatigue. Your body is breaking down instead of building up. But does that mean you have to quit sweetness forever? Not at all. The key is swapping processed sugar for natural alternatives, like honey, dark chocolate, or berries, that give you the sweetness you crave without the damage. But sugar isn't the only food silently working against you. There's another one. Something warm, comforting, the kind of food you reach for when you're feeling tired or need pick-me-up. Instead of helping you, it's attacking your joints, making movement stiffer and more painful. Think sugar was bad? Just wait until you hear about this one. Number 2. Deep-fried and fast foods. Joint destroyers. You love your crispy fries, that golden crunchy fried chicken, the way it crackles under your teeth. But every bite is secretly messing with your body. Here's how. Deep-fried foods are loaded with trans fats. These aren't just bad for your heart. They trigger swelling inside your joints, your knees, your hips, every place that keeps you moving. Slowly, silently, your joints get stiffer. Walking feels heavier. Getting up feels harder. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening until one day it happens. And guess what? It doesn't stop there. Because once your joints start wearing down, your body can't fix them easily. Cartilage, the soft padding between your bones, starts breaking apart. And once it's gone, it's gone. No turning back. That's when pain stops being occasional and starts being constant. So what do? Give up everything crispy and delicious? Not really. There's a way out. Air-fried veggies, same crunch, no damage. Grilled chicken, just as juicy, but without the grease. Baked sweet potato fries, crispy, golden, and actually good for your joints. And if fried foods are secretly ruining your joints, what else in your diet is quietly wrecking your body? Think about it, because the next one might be even worse. Number 3, processed meats, mobility robbers. Jim never saw it coming. One day he was climbing stairs like he always had. The next, his legs felt like dead weight, weak, shaky, like they didn't belong to him anymore. Was it just old age creeping in? That's what he thought, until things got worse. A little more effort to get out of a chair, a bit of extra heaviness in his steps. Then, one morning, he struggled just to walk across the kitchen. His legs felt drained, like someone had pulled the plug on his strength overnight. What was happening? He wasn't sick, he wasn't injured, but something was robbing him of his ability to move. And then he found the answer, hidden in plain sight. It was, more specifically, his daily ham sandwich. Processed meats, like ham, bacon, and sausages, were loaded with nitrates, sodium, and preservatives that had been quietly poisoning his muscles for years. These chemicals were choking his circulation, cutting off the oxygen and nutrients his legs needed. Without them, his muscles were breaking down, slowly, silently.
Processed meats are on the same list with cigarettes. They're that cancerous. Like, our food really is killing us. But this is also why we're seeing so many young children with high cholesterol, diabetes, getting cancer. We didn't see that before.
The World Health Organization had already warned about this. Studies showed that people who regularly eat processed meats lose muscle strength much faster than those who don't. And it wasn't just about feeling weak. This kind of muscle loss could lead to permanent mobility problems. That's when Jim made a change. He swapped his ham sandwich for fresh turkey, grilled fish, and plant-based proteins. Within weeks, something incredible happened. His legs felt stronger, his steps felt lighter, and stairs no longer seemed like a mountain. But just as Jim was celebrating his recovery, he stumbled upon another shocking truth. Something even more common than processed meats was secretly damaging his legs too. And this time, it wasn't in his sandwich. It was in almost everything he ate. Number 4, high sodium foods, circulation blockers. You won't believe this, but salty foods could be killing your legs, slowly, silently. I'm talking about those bags of chips, that bowl of soup, and even the sauces you drench your food in. But every time you munch on something loaded with salt, you might just be blocking the blood flow to your legs without even knowing it. So how does it happen? When you eat all that salty stuff, your body starts holding on to extra water, like it's storing it for a rainy day. But here's the problem. This extra fluid makes your blood vessels tighten up, like a balloon getting too full. And when your blood vessels get tight, the blood can't flow through as easily. This means your legs are getting less oxygen and fewer nutrients, and that's when you start to feel it. Swelling, pain, and those moments when walking just feels harder. But cutting back on salt doesn't mean you have to eat bland food. It just means you gotta get a little smarter with your seasonings. Instead of reaching for that salt shaker, think about using garlic, fresh herbs, or a splash of lemon juice. It'll give you all the flavor, minus the leg-crushing consequences. Now, you might think that's it. You're safe now. Sadly, not yet. There's still one more sneaky culprit lurking in your diet, and it's one that most people, especially older folks, don't even realize. It's something you'd never guess, and it's hiding right under your nose. And it's not even salty. Number 5, white bread and refined carbs, energy drainers. Things like white bread, pasta, and crackers are comfort food many. Probably you are already having it while watching this video. But they're secretly draining your energy, leaving your legs weaker without you even realizing it. When you eat these refined carbs, something strange happens in your body. At first, it feels great, like a burst of energy. But then, out of nowhere, it crashes. Your blood sugar spikes and plummets, and suddenly, your legs start feeling like they're made of lead. Your muscles get tired, you feel sluggish, and by mid-afternoon, you're just done. But why does this happen? Why do our legs feel so weak after a few hours? The answer isn't just about the carbs themselves. It's about how they mess with your blood sugar. You see, when your blood sugar skyrockets from all those refined carbs, it causes inflammation in your muscles. And when that inflammation sets in, your muscles start to lose strength. Studies from Harvard have shown that constantly eating these carbs can actually speed up muscle decline, especially as you get older. So the more you eat these foods, the quicker your muscles start fading. But wait, it gets even worse. What does that mean for your future? What happens after years of eating this way? Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's a way to stop this. A simple switch can make you feel stronger, more energized, and steadier on your feet. And what is that? The answer is whole grains. Swap that white bread for whole grain bread. Choose brown rice over white, quinoa instead of regular pasta, and steel-cut oats instead of sugary cereals. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, your energy is steady, your muscles are stronger, and you're not crashing in the afternoon. But people who make this change often feel better within weeks. So, if this simple swap makes such a difference, what else are we overlooking? What's the next hidden enemy in our diet? Easy and practical action plan. Quick recap. So, let's get this straight for one moment to clearly understand what kind of foods you need to totally avoid if you want to keep your legs steady, strong, and energetic. First, let's talk about sugar. You probably think it's just a quick pick-me-up, right? A candy bar, a soda are supposed to give you instant energy. But that's not the full story. What happens after that sugar high fades? You simply crash. And that crash doesn't just mess with your mood, it's hitting your legs too. They start feeling like they're made of lead. You didn't see it coming, but all that processed sugar is draining your strength without you even realizing it. Now, on to something else. You know those fried foods you can't resist? Crispy fries, fried chicken? Yeah, they're delicious, but that's what is sabotaging your leg strength. It's not just about the taste. Fried foods are loaded with unhealthy fats that clog up your system. Your legs, being muscles, need good fuel, but instead they're getting weighed down by all that grease. But does it stop there? Are we really done with the foods that could be making us weaker? No. Think about the processed meats you might grab on the go: sausages, bacon, deli meats. They're packed with chemicals and preservatives. But these aren't just affecting your heart, they're affecting your legs too. These additives mess with your circulation, making your legs feel sluggish and weak. And you're probably still wondering, what else could be secretly wrecking your legs? Let's talk about salt, the hidden villain in your chips, packaged snacks, and fast food. You may not realize it, but all that sodium is causing your body to retain water, making you feel bloated and heavy. And guess what? Your legs feel it too. They get tired faster, struggle to move, and can't keep up with you like they used to. But here's the big question. Why does all this matter? Why should you care about what you eat? The answer is simple. Small changes can make a massive difference. Ditch those leg-draining foods, processed sugars, fried stuff, processed meats, salty snacks, and white bread. Replace them with natural sugars, whole foods, fresh proteins, herbs instead of salt, and fiber-rich carbs. It's not about a complete lifestyle overhaul. Just a few small swaps can have huge results.
Now, if you've ever had cramps in your legs while you're trying to sleep, or maybe in your foot or your leg, there are 3 things to try out. Number 1, magnesium. A magnesium deficiency will definitely cause cramping. Number 2, a calcium deficiency. If you're low in calcium, you could also have what's called Charlie horses in your lower legs. And number 3, if your pH is too alkaline, not acid, but too alkaline, these minerals won't get absorbed. So a common remedy to help with cramping is apple cider vinegar. This will acidify the body and allow these minerals to go into your tissues, your muscles, and prevent leg cramps.
But now you might be asking yourself, how much better will you feel once you make these changes? Could you even be unlocking the secret to truly strong legs? And if you're still questioning whether this really works, I'll leave you with this. What would it feel like to wake up one day and realize your legs are stronger than ever before? Let me tell you the story of Margaret. She was 76 and she was stuck. She could barely move without her walker. Her legs were so weak, it felt like she'd never be able to do the things she once loved. But one day, she decided she'd had enough. What did she do to turn things around? You won't believe it, but it wasn't some crazy, expensive treatment. She started with something simple, cutting out just 3 foods from her diet. For weeks, nothing happened. She kept walking for 10 minutes a day, feeling like she was getting nowhere. So why keep going? Was it even worth it? The answer is a loud yes. Slowly, she started noticing something strange. She didn't need the walker anymore, and she was doing something she hadn't done in years, gardening. But here's the thing, how did it all come together? How did these little steps lead to such a big change? The secret lies in consistency. Small, simple actions done every day can bring the unexpected. Do you know why most people are afraid of making changes? They think, what if they don't like the new food items? But if you are also thinking the same, just hear me out. Imagine you try something you've never had before, thinking it's just another regular meal. But then something totally unexpected happens. Maybe it changes the way you feel, or it tastes way better than you ever thought it could. It's very likely to happen. All you need to do is make the changes for at least one day. Consider it the first baby step towards strengthening your weak legs again. Remember, your legs are your foundation. Don't let these hidden foods hold you back. By making smarter choices today, you're building a stronger, more independent tomorrow. How will you take care of your legs starting now? Are you ready to make a change for the better? Like this video if you believe your legs deserve better, and subscribe for more tips to keep you moving strong. And don't forget to share this with someone over 60. Let's walk stronger together. See you soon.